Looked like it was going to be a pretty nice day. Big lenticular cloud hanging over the Oldman River Valley. A Chinook blowing in. The Oldman River was running low as it usually is this time of year. A bit of fresh snow up there. Some ice. Lots of open water. It was looking pretty good for this time of year. There was plenty of open grass up in the Porcupine Hills for the cattle to graze on. And down here where the Oldman River makes its turn to head out into the open country, not much snow at all. Which was probably good news for these grazing sheep. But I was hurrying past all that because I'd heard a bit of bad news about the Oldman River Dam. And unfortunately, it turned out to be true. Through most of its 30-year life, waters filled this Oldman River Valley. But now, most of that water is gone. The Oldman River, in its pretty much normal winter flow, is now cutting through meters and meters of accumulated silt. Somehow, it remembered its old original riverbed from decades ago. But now it's flowing into a reservoir that's, well, it's pretty much empty. Below the Oldman Dam, the river runs pretty much like it always has. Geese spend the winter here because, well, there's just not that much snow in this country. The water is running green, probably because of all the silt from above. Truth is, if all you saw was the Oldman River Valley here below the dam, with the wind blowing the turbines around and ruffling the shaggy fur on these buffalo, you'd probably think, well, it's a dry fall, a dry winter, but really it looks kind of normal. But then when you drive along and you see this is the Crow's Nest River arm of the dam, you realize, no, something ain't right. But again, once you get away from what's left of the reservoir, everything looks normal. Even the lack of snow. This is Chinook country, so even though the snow falls, it quite often will melt in the warm wind. And it's also an El Nino year, so that means even more Chinooks and warm weather. True, even though Christmas is upon us and it doesn't look all that Christmassy down there are wild turkeys, and they're kind of Christmassy. Fascinating birds, these things. They don't really belong here, but I kind of like them. But I don't like how the Oldman Dam looks. We're going to need a lot of winter snow in the mountains and pretty good springtime rain, or else this whole thing is just going to stay empty.